Hey everybody, Sean Holsinger here from holsingersflashshop.com. Bringing you another tie today, and this time I'm tying Perdigon for you. This is a competition style check nymph pattern, actually invented by the Spanish, and it's a great fish catching pattern, really good in like fast water, pocket, plunge pools, stuff like that. You want to get down quick. This is the fly you want to get there. It's just real streamlined and will shoot right through the water with that big heavy bead on it. This is a little bit extra material than most guys use to tie their Perdigons, but it gives it a little contrast in color. We're going to add a different hot spot to it, and rather than a marker or whatever, so it's actually, I don't really think it's going to actually take that much more time, because we're not taking the time to paint on a wing case on it. We're going to incorporate the wing case in it with a piece of mylar tinsel. So here it is. Check it out and a material list for it, and sit back and watch it. Alright, here it is, the Perdigon, the Flashback Perdigon. You can see the nice little flashback there. It's not hard to tie at all. And let's get into tying it. What we're going to start out with is we're going to start out with one of our Trutta hooks. This is an upside downy in a size 14. Okay, I tie these in 12s, 14s, and 16s. And like I said many times before, I like these Trutta hooks because of the nice upturned point on them. It kind of acts like a barb, even though it's a barbless hook. And the next thing I'm going to use is some 70 denier black thread. I know I oftentimes tie with 140 denier, but the point of this fly is to be thin. The thinness will cut right through the water. That's why we tie it thin like this. And what I'll do is I'll take the bead and I'll push it up there nice and tight, and then I'm just going to wrap my thread back. The bead I'm using is a 3.3 millimeter nickel bead. You can use copper, gold, whatever color you like to use on it. If you want to use a colored one, that's fine too. I like using silver sometimes. The next thing we're going to do is use a piece of Coq de Leon for tailing. Medium Pardo is what this one is, whatever color you got. And I only want about 6 or so at the most fibers. I do not want a big bushy tail. Thin as in, we're going to even in the tail. So I'm going to set them on the back of the hook. I'm going to tie them down here, and then I'm going to adjust the length. And I don't want a long tail either. I just want it noticeable. So then we're going to wrap that back right to the bend of the hook so that tail shoots right off the back of that hook. And then we're going to trim off the tag. All of it. Okay, and now, before wrapping it back again, I'm going to add a piece of crystal flash. And this is the blue crystal flash. And we're just going to wrap that on there. And this is going to make our rib on the fly. Give you a nice contrast here. Okay, now I'm going to add just a slight bit of taper. You see I didn't go the whole way back that time. And I just added a slight bit of taper to the fly. Not much at all though. And now I'm going to rib this up to create a nice segment here. And I'll just wrap it the whole way up to the bead. And tie it off. Now we're going to be covering the front end of this, so it doesn't really matter. Half of it's going to be covered. So after we tie that off, now I'm going to add some hollow tinsel in chartreuse. This is medium size. Medium works great for this 14 hook. It would work for a 16 too. And I'm just going to tie it down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of place it in the, you see the gap in the bead there, I'm going to kind of place it in there slightly, just to get me started to get it tied down. Oops. Try it again here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try real hard to keep this going right down the back of the hook, right on the top. And then I want to go back about a third of the way. Okay, you can see there I'm back about a third of the way, and I'm just going to pull this back out of the way, and then I'm going to tie my thread off, and I'm going to switch threads. Okay, now I want to give this contrast kind of like a pheasant tail, to, a different abdomen and a different thorax. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some body quill, Vivus body quill, and this is the brown. And I'm just going to tie some of this on here and just wrap it over itself. And we're going to change the color here. I'm going to give this a different colored thorax. And like I said, I want to keep the taper going, but not that much. You see how I just continued to taper. Then the last thing I'm going to do is put a hot spot collar on. And I'm just going to I'll put about 2 wraps on there, and then about 2 behind. Oops, there we go. I'll put about 2 behind that brown thread to wrap and tie it off in place. I do not want to go overboard on this. So I have minimal wraps here. I don't want this collar to get out of hand. Then I'm going to pull the green up over and tie it off. And I'm only going to make about 3 wraps there. And I'm going to cut it off, and then I'm going to whip finish, and I'm going to keep a small whip finish on here too. This is a small fly, and I don't want that collar to get out of control. So, alright. Now, I'm going to cover this all up with some UV glue, so I don't need a big knot there, but you can see the nice hot spot color you created with the Mylar tinsel. And there, I didn't let my wraps get out of control on that hot spot color and make too big of a collar. So now, last thing I'm going to do is take some UV. This is the thin from Solares. And I'm just going to cover this thing up. And let it spin around there. And just make sure it gets the whole way around. I like that pretty well. Then I'll hit it with my light. I want to add just a little bit more to the top of this. I'm not really happy with it. Just even it out just a hair more. Like I said, this fly will cut straight through the water because of its size or its silhouette. It's just made to shoot right through the water. And really easy to tie. You saw, didn't take me long to tie it at all. And that's all that's to this Flashback Perdigon. So give it a try, guys. Alright, thanks again for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this simple pattern to tie that catches a lot of fish when fished correctly. Using it as a Euro nymph, it's just made to get you right down to the bottom. That's the big key to this fly. So I use these a lot, and I have a lot of success with them. And like I said, they're easy to tie. So give them a try. And listen, if you're in the area, please feel free to stop into the shop. We're there Monday through Saturday. And we'd love to have you in, and tell Dad. A lot of times Dad's there, I'm not there. So tell Dad that I said to send you in here. And if you're interested in some other things, you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Plus, check out our Bugs and Beard page. We have a group on Facebook that's a lot of fun. We get a lot of interaction there. And every 2 weeks, every other Thursday night, we meet at the shop and just all sit together and tie, which is a lot of fun too. If you enjoy these videos, please take the time to hit the thumbs up button and give me a like there, because it just helps boost me up the list. And also, if you need to get a hold of me for anything, for guiding or for questions on any of the flies, I try to get right back to you. Check out the address right here. It's holsingersflyshop@gmail.com. And if you have any shop-related questions, you can always email Dad at the shop at contactus@holsingersflyshop.com. So, until next time, everybody, I'm Sean Holsinger.